What's going on, everyone? As you know, we are back again with another video, and today I'm going to be discussing the language of money. Okay, the language of money is going to be the discussion today. I feel like a lot of people hear about trust, they hear about family business, they want to know about family business, but they aren't really sure about the specific terms revolving around family business, how like applicable, tactful information in order for them to actually learn family business or learn about trust. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. Okay. You have to know about trust. It is an absolute must for you to know about trust. It's an absolute must for you to know about family business. So I'm going to go ahead and break it down real quick. First, I'm going to go over some terms for you all to kind of understand revolving around trust. So if you all are not knowing Instagram, I'm live on YouTube, LinkedIn, all that, and vice versa. So you all tap in. I just want to go ahead and state right now, if you all are wanting to know more information than what I'm breaking down in this video, in this live, I want y'all to go ahead. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, just so you all can get everything. I want you to go ahead and click this link. All right, click this link real quick that I'm putting in the chat, so you all can actually learn more information. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. My dang on, you know how this thing goes, yo. You gotta type things out on Instagram nowadays. It's crazy. Let me go ahead and put that out there. The blackrockefellas.com/apply. Okay. Go to the blackrockefellas.com/apply. You'll be able to learn all that, everything that I'm breaking down right now. All right. So I'm going ahead and put that out there right now, putting the chat up. Everything that I'm stating right now. If you all want to learn it, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to talk about it in here. And if you want to learn more, just go ahead and click the link. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the terms. Think of today's call as like a glossary for you to actually learn about trusts. Okay. Think about this as a glossary. All right. Glossary is just like a tactful definition for you to actually know what you're talking about. All right. So first thing, there are two things we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about estate planning. We're going to talk about family constitution. All right. Everything here has to deal with building a family business and building family wealth. All right. Estate planning, family constitution. You're probably like, well, what exactly does estate planning mean? Why is it important? All estate planning, y'all. Trust is just a portion of estate planning. Estate planning is just, excuse me, estate planning is literally just is planning for the succession, planning for or planning out the estate for the succession, for the next generation. That's all it is you're just planning out every asset that you have. And I'm going to talk about estate planning real quick. I'm going to talk about exactly how to do estate planning. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get a form, get Google Sheets, get a document, Google Docs, or whatever. And I'm going to run through some things that you want to include in this estate planning. Okay, in estate planning. Okay, one, of course, you got your trust, right? Two is you want to know who your beneficiaries are. You want to know who's going to be creating the trust. You want to know who exactly is going to be the trustee and the board of trustees, because the trustee is just one piece of the board of trustees. It's just one person. You want to have between 3 to 5 board of trustees, and you've already filled one category up just by having one trustee already. So if you have a trustee, that means you have 2 to 4 more to choose from. Okay, so you want to have beneficiaries, you want to have a trustee, you want to know who your grantor is, you want to actually know this information, you want to know who your family is, right? So write down on the document, your mother, your father, yourself, your siblings. What you also want to have in this document is you want to have, like, do you have wills? Do you have health care or Medicare? Write those things down, right? And we all know with wills, we don't do wills, okay? The will you can actually put inside of a trust. We don't. I personally don't like wills because it makes you public, and the whole point of having a trust is to make you as private as possible. Okay, is to make you as private as possible. And if you have a will, that means you probably have a living trust, which means if you're trying to combine those together, that means you have to go to probate court, which means you have to actually pay probate fees, court fees, taxes, all these other things. Yes, you may not be having people that fight over your money, right? But you will have people that you will not have the same amount of capital that you have. And the greatest thing about keeping everything in house just up under a trust is that you don't have to worry about all of these fees that's going on. Also, if you all got any questions, please drop them down here. Drop them down here so I can answer all of you all's questions. I want to make sure that I'm breaking down everything, answering all questions. So if you all have any questions about anything, let's talk about it. Another thing you want to have in your estate planning, I like to call this. We're now starting to get into like the asset inventory stage. I want you to start writing down the bank accounts that you have. What's the account numbers? What's the routing numbers? What's the password logins? What's the name of the bank account? Right? These are things that you need because when you expire, your next generation is going to need access to these accounts if they need to. Right now, this is not, well, they don't need access to the accounts. The trustees will need access to the account so they can get access to your funds to give to your beneficiaries. Right? So you want to make sure that you're having all of this information so you can be further prepared. Okay. Next thing in your estate planning plan, right? In your estate plan is that now you want to have you want to list out your brokerage accounts. Okay, your brokerage accounts are like your um, that could be your IRAs, that could be your retirement accounts if you want it, that could be your stock accounts, that could be your trading accounts. Right, actually, retirement accounts will be separate from your brokerage. Your brokerage is like your trading accounts, your investing accounts, like actually stock picking. Um, that could be your options accounts. Like these are your brokerage accounts. Okay. Then you want to have your securities, right? Which we all know what securities are. These are accounts that are designated um, for those things. Then you have retirement accounts, right? Like I said, your Roth IRAs, your 401ks, um, your traditional IRAs, your all of the retirement accounts that exist nowadays when it comes to the pensions and stuff. You want to have that within your estate planning. You also want to have your digital assets. So if you all own cryptocurrency, NFTs, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever, you want to also hold that within your estate planning. And when I mean hold these specific assets, passwords, passcodes, public and private keys, logins, credentials, all these things need to be in the actual estate planning or in the estate plan, okay? Then you want, like I said, you want to have annuities. You want to have your HSAs. If you don't know what an HSA is, that is a health savings account. This is where you open up an account just designated for somebody's health. Just if something were to happen with somebody's health, you're able to have that account ready to go. You want to have in your estate planning your real estate. Let's be honest, right? Real estate is important. You want to have that listed in the account as well. You want to have safe deposit boxes. If you all got safe deposit boxes, definitely have that in your estate plan. There's so many different things, y'all. Life insurance policies to have in your estate plan. Like I'm just listing it out as I go. But like these are things that you want to have within your estate plan. Okay. These are things that you must take seriously. There are a lot more that I just can't remember off the top of my head, but these are the specific things, just examples that you can write down for your estate plan. Now, like I said, your estate plan is just to plan everything out for just in case type of situations. If you expire, when you're having a trust, when you're doing certain things that's revolving around asset protection, you would have estate planning involved. Okay. Now, another thing that you need that's a cousin to the family trust that you all are probably not familiar with, and these are things that I wasn't even familiar with, is your family constitution. Your family trust, let me go by in stages. You have estate planning as number 1, family trust is step number 2, and then you have what most people do not know about, which is your family constitution, or what they like to call family charter. Okay? A family constitution is just a written document that sets out your values, your vision, your general operating procedures type stuff for your family business. Okay? They're like the guide to your family business. That's really what the family constitution is. Right? And so what's in the family constitution is very simple. Think of the regular constitution of the United States. What's the first thing that you have? The first thing you have is a preamble. So in your family constitution, you must have a preamble. Okay. So, the Constitution is, I believe it's like, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. I can't remember. Right. But like, you would have a preamble for your family business. Okay. So you would have a preamble. Of course, you would have your vision, mission, and values within this. Everything that I'm stating right now, y'all, is in the actual, um, is it, are you familiar Are you familiar with the tax-free retirement accounts? Yes, those are Roth IRAs, your traditional IRAs. Those are your tax-free retirement accounts right there, right? So you want to establish those up under your estate planning. But all of that, your vision, mission, and values are crucial. Oh my God. Your vision, mission, and values are more important than anything. It's more important than anything when it comes to your family constitution. It's more important than anything. And my bad, YouTube. I know I'm lagging over here. Bear with me. It'll get its life together. Okay. But you want to make sure that you have vision, mission, and values. How do you create a vision? All the vision is understanding where you want to be in the future. The mission is where you want to be established today. What habits are you putting in today? And then your values are pretty much like, almost, it's like your cousin of your why. This is what you stand for. This is what your family represents. That's what the core values are. And then you could really understand, after that, you have your family history, which is your why. It's like a case study. We came from this to this. We came from broke to rich. We came from zero to $1 million. Like, that's really what your um, family history is. You're starting from where you are from, having your family get an understanding um, of where your history lies. Of course, this is where you could connect it to your family tree if you wanted to, right? But this is where you would really start getting into detail about your family history. All right, next thing on the family constitution on the list that I'm thinking, conflict resolution. I'm telling y'all, oh my God, conflict resolution. Let me give you an example. Let's say you and your family are beefing. You need to have a conflict resolution within your family constitution, because what happens is, trustees and beneficiaries can get into it. Siblings of the beneficiary siblings can get into it. And if there's nobody to come in and step in to actually solve that issue, it'll become a lot bigger and it may affect the wealth of your family. Okay. So the way that you want to solve this issue is having a conflict resolution system. So let's say, for example, let's start with consequences. If you have consequences, if you're out here making sure that you're doing the conflict resolution in the proper way, you want to make sure that you actually have consequences. So let me give you an example. Let's say my brother and I are beefing. We're about to affect the family business, or even not affect the family business. This is conflict resolution in general. Somebody should step in as a mediator and say, you should stop it, and then they should stop. Like, there are more to it, but I'm just giving you the broad thing. If someone steps in, they should stop. If they don't listen after the person comes in and mediates the situation, then there has to be consequences, meaning that you may not get paid this year, or you may get deductions from your trust, or you may not come to the next family meeting or the family assembly, knowing that when you come to these family assemblies, it's a tax write-off. So it benefits you in the long run. So you're losing money no matter what you do. And these are things that you can implement within your conflict resolution and your family constitution. Okay. Next thing is the code of conduct. This is, of course, very similar, but like, you're just stating out like what exactly how exactly your family should be moving, right? Should they be moving in a respective manner, in a classy manner, or in a bougie manner, or in a ratchet manner, ghetto manner, whatever? You want to actually set things up. You want to set codes of conduct that represent your family, right? That your family will represent, that will move. This is how they will move within your family. Okay. Now, of course, we don't want, we don't want people acting ignorant, right? So you want to make sure that you're putting things that will definitely best represent your family. But these are things that you want to have within your family constitution, right? Another thing you want to have, I always explain this in my YouTube videos, is you want to have roles and responsibilities. Who's associated with what? Within the family, I am the COO. My mother's the CEO. My brother's the CMO, excuse me, and my dad is the CTO. So who has what within the family? It doesn't even have to be executive positions. Some people may not be ready to lead. So then what role would fit them? And you have to make sure that the role fits with whatever interest that they have. You can't just fit them, you can't just put them somewhere and hope they mold. No, what are they interested in? If they're interested in social media, then put them in a social media management position within the family business. It only makes sense. They're going to thrive there anyway. They're going to do it anyway. So why not? You get what I'm saying? So those are some things that you want to do. Another thing that the family constitution needs to employ in there is next gen education. What happens a lot is that most families do not know how they're going to prepare for the next generation. I'm sorry. They really don't. They don't know how to prepare for the next generation. So the way that you want to do this is you want to have them prepare for the next generation as much as possible, as fast as possible, and as efficient as possible. So you want to outline your education on the document first. Then you want to create it. You can use AI nowadays to create courses. Now, y'all don't even got to create courses anymore, right? You use AI to create your courses. And now you have your children. Picture your children going through your course and learning how to manage money, how to manage credit, how to deal with certain things. Like these are how to budget your money. These are things that you want to implement, right? Early. Early, okay? You want to implement these things early. Another thing you want to add within your constitution is family governance management. All right. So you want to have family governance. So that means having a family assembly, a family council, and a council of elders. When you have those three people, now you have to learn how to have them, manage the family. Because the family governance, only manages the family. They don't manage anybody else. They don't manage the business. They don't manage the ownership. They don't do any of that. They only manage the family. They represent the family. And that's what you all want to have. Now, the key thing with the family council is if you, let's say, for example, you want to invite your extended family to be a part of your family business, then guess what you have to do? The family council, a person within the family has to nominate this person. The family council has to then be able to approve it, right? But then the last thing is the actual person needs to buy in, needs to have a legit financial buy-in into the family business. Just like if you were to have a business, you have to put some skin in the game. So you'd have to put some skin in the game joining my family business because you ain't finna just be a freeloader and just eat good all day and have all this money, but then you're not really doing nothing, right? You want a life insurance policy for every family member too. 1,000%. You want to have a term and a permanent life insurance policy for each and every family member, right? You want to put all those life insurance policies within the family trust. That's what you want to do. You want to put it within that family trust. So these are key things that you want to do within your family constitution. I'm going to go over like three more, which is the electoral process. We talked about the family governance, but how are we electing these family members to be the representation of us? We need to have an electoral process. People need to know how, like, what's the criteria of being a family council person, how long you can be a family council person for. All these great things are what is important in the family council or in the family governance, right? But the electoral process is key. It's key right now. All right. All right, next thing, disaster preparation. This is what we don't do. We don't prepare for disasters. We don't prepare for anything that's going on that could financially detriment us or hurt us, or 9/11, God forbid, happens again, or somebody destroys your house. You need to have disaster preparation, and there needs to be life insurance policies or accounts readily available for these type of situations. Everyone on here needs to have a 6 to 12 month emergency fund. All right, that's what everyone needs to have on here because that's what we have within our specific family business because it's super important. You need to have reserves just for your family business. All right. And then the last thing, before we close out, and y'all let me know in the description if y'all are getting some value off this. You want to make sure to add changes to your family crest. Like this family crest isn't like a trust, and the trust even can be changed, but it isn't like it's not changeable. It's not binary, y'all. It's literally a family constitution is literally an agreement that can be changed over time, just like your family trust can be changed over time. All right. So you want to make sure that you're doing consistent changes, removing people, adding people who does fit within your actual family constitution, because that is super crucial. All right. Family constitution is important, y'all. We need this. So if you guys got any questions in the chat, let me know. I want to make sure that I'm answering these things before I head out. I just wanted to give you all a quick law just to explain to you all. This is what you would call the language of money. Understanding the language of money. Do you get what I'm saying? You want to know what a family council is, which is just a person who owns who's in a family group that represents the family. You want to know what estate planning is? Literally just a preparation to transfer all your personal finances to become a business asset and build wealth. You know what I'm saying? You want to have, another person is next generation, which is preparing for the next generation, right? Success planning is literally just preparing for the next generation, right? Then you want to have a key thing, right? A key thing here is if you're having a family business, this is so important. Oh my god, it's so important. Please have a partnership agreement, because there's three components of a family business. You have the family part of the business, you have the business part of the business, and then you have the ownership part of the business. Right now I'm talking about the ownership part of the business, okay? The ownership part of the business is you need to have a partnership agreement and you need to have a buy sell agreement. For the people who are not familiar with what a buy sell agreement is if anything happens, what usually happens is most people will have a partnership agreement, and if anything happens with the business is dead. But what a buy sell agreement does is it keeps your business afloat, even if one of the family members expire, or the founders of that business expires. It keeps the family afloat, and it doesn't sell the shares to somebody else who doesn't need it. It'll keep it in house. Okay, so you must know these things when it comes. I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all the glossary right now. The glossary right now. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure eventually you have a family office. A family office, it is just a private company within your family business that manages the investments and your wealth. That's all a family office is. It's just a private company within your family that manages all your wealth. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, really think about, I really want you all to know the language of money when it comes to family business. You can't just be in a family business, create a business, have a family member, work together, and make money, and don't have the actual resources and don't know the actual things that you need to do. Okay? So, you got to have a buy sell agreement. You have to have a partnership agreement. These are key things that you need within your family. Okay? Key things you need within your family. I promise you it'll save you so much. I can't even stress to you how important it is. Okay? Cool. Keep it up. Spread the love. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Very helpful. I appreciate you. So like I said, if you all are actually interested in learning this information in more detail, because I gave you all the what, but I did not give you all the how. So if you want to learn the how, you have to follow the link that's in the comments or right there. The BlackRockefellers.com/apply. Apply for that. Get started, y'all. Get started. Learn how to become and learn the skill set to be at the highest form of wealth. Okay? Learn the skill that'll teach you to be at the highest form of wealth, because this is the highest form of wealth, and we want you to be there too. Okay? So appreciate y'all. If you're interested, Paige, I want you to make sure to click the link or go in the link in my bio. You'll see apply to be a part of the mastermind. Fill out the application when you're done. After you do it, you just fill out the application, book a call, see if you qualify to work with us. If you don't work with us, if you don't qualify, or if you're just like, I'm not ready, we want you to come to the FamCon event. All right? Come to the FamCon event. This FamCon event is going to take y'all to the next level. If you go to famconexpo.com, right? famconexpo.com is where you will be able to spend time with us in person for 3 days. If you're like, hey, I'm more of a person that needs physical attention, I'm a kinesthetics person, I need somebody to hover over me and work with me, then literally be there at FamCon in Atlanta, November 2nd to the 4th this year. Everybody's going to be there. Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to be there. I want you all to show up. Come through. I'm telling you, this is the number one business event in Atlanta. All right. No one else is doing this. No one else is teaching this, y'all. No one. So I want you all to be able to come through, check us out. But if you're like, I'm ready to start now, I don't want to waste time. I don't want to wait that long. If you want to just join the mastermind and automatically get a ticket to FamCon, then I want you to go ahead and apply below, qualify to see if you could work with us. I promise you, you will not regret it, y'all. You will not regret it. So everybody on here, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever other platforms that I'm looking at, make sure y'all get it, man. Make sure y'all join something. The worst thing you will learn, y'all. The worst thing that'll happen is you learn something new. That's the worst thing that can happen. So Instagram, I just want to let y'all know this live is not going to be on my Instagram. You have to go to YouTube to watch this live stream. This is not going to be there. So you have to go to YouTube to watch this. Everyone on YouTube and everywhere else, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.